Braveheart Workshops, inspiring connection. Restore, renew, and reconnect in community. Live well, laugh often, love much. Join our online connection circles. Be empowered in our virtual live events. Be a guest on our podcast shows. Hire us or be hired for speaking engagements. Enhance hope, health, and healing in your lives. Creating global connections. The Connection Show, sponsored by Braveheart Workshops, live with Jill Reynolds. The Connection Show, inspiring hope, health, and healing in 2021, sponsored by Braveheart Workshops, live with Jill Reynolds. And joining me today from Arkansas is Shelby Carney. Welcome, Shelby.
Hi, thanks for having me, Jill.
We're so honored that you're with us, Shelby, and I would love the audience just to know a little bit about you. So, Shelby Carney is the owner and designer behind She Who Is. She launched her brand in the spring of 2019 with the goal to empower women through what they wear. The best outfit you can put on is the one that makes you feel fantastic. Shelby fully believes in this and believes that clothing should be an outward expression of your inner self. Ever since Shelby was able to hold a pencil, she's been drawing clothes. It was never a question of what she wanted to do. She wanted to be a designer. When she graduated high school, she enrolled in the fashion design program at Missouri State University and was set on designing bridal gowns. Shelby did everything to work towards that goal. She interned for wedding gown designer Haley Page and did 4 other internships in addition to that one. Shelby decided that she was going to make it even after being told that it would never happen. For her senior thesis, she was required to design and make 5 full outfits and have at least 3 be approved by a jury to go on to the show. She created 6 and showed 6 approved bridal gowns. Shelby was pursuing 2 degrees, and though she had completed her a design degree, she still had a year left for her merchandising degree. So what pulled Shelby away from what she fully believed she was meant to do? She had a spiritual experience and knew she was supposed to use her talent for God. And now she has a full clothing brand called She Who Is. So what an amazing story. And Shelby, I love it. I want to start in by saying you just recently got married. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And I saw some pictures of you and you looked magnificent. And I remember, I think on Facebook, I said, "Did you make your wedding gown?" And I think you said, no, but you made your reception dress.
Yeah, my rehearsal dress. Yeah.
And it was darling. So why didn't you make your wedding dress? Were you too afraid of what, or didn't have enough time?
It's just the pressure, now that I have this full business, I just don't have the time to really get in and make things for myself like I used to love to do so much. So just kind of the pressure of everything else. And it's just kind of nice to have someone else do something for you on your special day so you don't have to worry about it. So,
well, I wondered about that because I wondered, man, that had to be hard for you to find the perfect dress when you know how to make the perfect dress.
Yeah, it was a struggle. We went to lots of places, but
well, you look magnificent, and I loved your rehearsal dress. So share with us a little bit, Shelby. You decided through a spiritual prompting from God that you would love to share your story to edify Him with the audience at the Hope, Health, and Healing conference coming to Branson, August 20th to 22nd. So just to let the audience know a tidbit about you, share with us a little bit of some pains or struggles you've gone through, and then what they look forward to hearing about when they hear you in Branson.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I'm so excited to speak at this event, and I hope to meet some of y'all there. And I'm just so excited to be able to have a platform to share my story because what you'll hear if you attend is that everything for me started from hearing one woman's amazing story and testimony about what God had done in her life through healing. And so, whenever I saw this opportunity to share my story, I felt so pulled to share the things that have happened in my life because I truly know what a difference hearing one person's story can do for someone's life. So, um, something that I am going to share whenever I share my story is just how much pain and brokenness and rejection I've ultimately gone through within my own life. And there was kind of a pattern and a series of rejection and hurt that happened over and over, starting from a very young age and being rejected by my father, and then led to, being in an abusive relationship and just kind of all of these hurts. And that were ultimately rejections because I was looking for affirmation in humans and not from our creator. So that's something that I want to share is that pattern of rejection that I went through and how ultimately all of that led me to realize what God has for me. And at my lowest point, whenever I was feeling the most worthless, the most unworthy of Him, and just like I couldn't do anything for God, that's whenever He led me to this meeting this woman, hearing her story, and kind of saying, Shelby, I do have something for you. I have a purpose for you. You do have gifts that you can use for me, and I'm calling you to use them. So, ultimately, even though I went through this pattern of brokenness and hurt that a lot of us go through, it led me to realize that, you have to look for affirmation in the one who created us and what He has for us, not what other humans say we are.
Well, and I thank you for sharing that. And I think right now more than ever, Shelby, in this era of so much isolation and hopelessness that's gone on and depression with lock-ins and confusion, the way the world's going right now, more than ever, we need hope, health, and healing. And as I hear you talk, you're from the younger generation. I'm 67, and what gives me inspiration when I hear you share that is for the younger people out there who, starting at a young age, if you went through anything in your life of feeling abandoned or not feeling good enough or bullied or rejected by a family member, a friend, or, a teacher, anything in your life, I think this story will resonate for you, and you'll find hope, health, and healing. And now more than ever, Shelby, you can share maybe just a little bit about this with your age group. Is I find that a lot of young people, especially now, and others. I just have learned of a person just this week, really start feeling suicidal thoughts when they get this sense of hopelessness and they feel like ending their life. And I just had a person I know who did that this past week. And we're just in an era right now that we really need to see each other's eyes and look into them and be there for each other. I think that's so important. So, can you kind of address that a little bit with those people that are your age, and when they go through this much pain, how hard it is to deal with?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, first and foremost, up until pretty much now, there's been such a stigma against mental health. So it's always been something that we're kind of ashamed of, or we don't want to share with one another, or don't want to be open about. So that is something great that's kind of coming to the light, is that people are more open and willing to share, which is, so important because you need human connection as well whenever you're going through that. And that's what God intended through us going to church, is to have fellowship and have others lifting us up. But we're also in this era of like social media perfection. So whenever we go online and we see these like perfect women and these perfect, media icons that we're kind of like looking up to, or we're like, man, why don't I look like that person? Or why don't I have the perfect life like this person does on social media? Everyone looks like they have it all together. And so that creates such pressure on this younger generation of girls because the bloggers and the social media influencers aren't being completely authentic about their life. And it's making other girls feel like they're not enough, even if people aren't telling them that, even if they're not getting bullied. There's just so much pressure in this, idea that, man, I'm not enough if I don't have this job, or if I don't live here, and or if I don't look like this. And so I think that it's really important for us to be authentic with others and say, hey, like, it may look like I have it all together. It may look like this influencer has her show together, but ultimately she has flaws too, and she has things that are going on in her life. And I think that's why it's so important, to be open and honest with one another and share in our authenticity and the struggles that we're going through, and share our stories and the brokenness and the things that we've gone through, so that that younger generation knows that they don't, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be all tied up and pretty all the time and look perfect on social media, that they can be authentic and share and be vulnerable with other people, and that there's a safe place for them to do that. You can't be vulnerable with everyone, but just encouraging a safe place with other Christians where they can fellowship and share their vulnerability and be safe in that.
Thank you. That's beautiful. And now that you're a married woman, are there any intentions that you can bring this message to he who is?
Um,
Has God led you down how men so much need hope, health, and healing, and they will love to wear t-shirts, and so I just can see this she who is leading to he who is.
Michael's actually talked about that before, so maybe in the future, because it's, I mean, we all need hope, health, and healing, absolutely. So it's not just for women. So
Yeah, and this event is not for just women, so it's going to be for men and women, and we're going to have some amazing male speakers there as well as female. So you'll get something out of each talk. So, Shelby, I am just so excited to meet you in Branson, and I would love the audience now to see your bio. This is Shelby's bio and her website, the She Who Is Apparel website. And I'm hoping if she has enough time that she might be able to have some samples at the event so you can see some of the amazing things she's designing so that, if they interest you, you can go online and then be able to order. She can't make a whole bunch of them because she's a one person show before the event, but maybe some samples of her work, and then just to be able to listen to her story, and then afterwards, in the lobby, be able to personally meet her and connect with Shelby as well. So, Shelby, we look forward to seeing you in Branson.
I'm excited. Thanks so much, Jill. I look forward to it as well.
Yes, thank you so much. And for all of you listening, you can go on to the website today and register for braveheartworkshops.com. And we've got some exciting news for you. The tickets, you can come to the event live in person. It's at the King's Castle Theater in Branson, Missouri on 76 Country Boulevard. Live tickets are only $48. That's it for a 3-day event. 38 if you're a senior or a veteran. But hold on there. If you cannot make Branson, you can still participate for only $28. You can get a virtual ticket. But that's not all. When you buy the ticket in July, you'll also get one free ticket. So buy one, get one free. Now, Shelby, one of the things that the speakers were gathering together on some conference calls this week that the Holy Spirit is really tugging at our hearts is those who are um, having struggles in their life right now, such as some of our veterans that have PTSD, our homeless population, and our addiction population, especially. So, what we'd love to do is to bring extra hope, health, and healing to that community so that they can be filled up and loved here in Branson. So, what we're asking everyone, if you're listening today, for only $48, you can sponsor someone who is less fortunate than you that needs hope, health, and healing by clicking on the website and saying, I'd like to sponsor one person. Now, if you sponsor them, you'll also get a Zoom link to be able to watch the event virtually. Now, if you say, well, I'm not going to be available for that weekend, no problem. Everyone who registers 2 weeks from the event ending will receive an email link of the entire event, and you can watch it at your leisure anytime throughout your whole life. So you'll be able to click on, if you need a day of hope, you might click on Shelby and say, oh gosh, I really need to feel good enough about myself instead of this rejection. If you get 2 tickets, which are $84 for someone less fortunate, not only will 2 people be able to come, but you'll also provide 2 lunches for them on Sunday. So if you have a heart for those in need and can afford one of those tickets, please go online and register now. Our goal is to get about 1 to 200 tickets for them. So we need lots of people to support the community here in Branson, and then fill your life with hope, health, and healing too, and know that you made a difference in someone else's life. So we look forward to seeing you in August, either in person or on the virtual event. Have a blessed day. Thanks so much, Shelby.
Thank you.
Braveheart Workshops presents the Hope, Health, Healing live conference for men and women at the King's Castle Theater in Branson, Missouri, August 20th to the 22nd, 2021. Has the pandemic left you feeling isolated while in quarantine? A sense of despair and hopelessness? Yearning for connection and growth, faced with emotional struggles? A reduced mental wellness and joy where life has seemed hopeless, where health has been hindered, where depression has affected mental health. The Hope, Health, and Healing Conference provides and enhances a safe and welcoming environment, growth and grace with God, praise and worship. As you listen to speakers' stories, sharing about adversity, pain, and suffering, and never giving up on their dreams. And as you connect the dots of their stories with your own story, look for the similarities in each story instead of the differences. See how their stories weave and bring transformation in your life. Gather in community, receive communion, invite Jesus into your life. Allow your soul to soar and realize you are never alone. Meet the speakers, relax and have fun in the sun. Enjoy entertainment and shows. Connect with nature, God, self, and others. God's faithfulness teaches us not to strive, but to thrive in hope, health, healing. In 2021, join us in Branson, Missouri on August 20th to the 22nd, 2021 at the live conference for men and women at the King's Castle Theater. Register now. Tickets for this 3-day event are only $84. Be inspired by these amazing speakers. Thank you to all the sponsors. Go now to braveheartworkshops.com.